Let's work on solving some dividend problems, specifically when we have preferred dividends and common dividends. So we must first pay the preferred before the common. So in this question, we have a cumulative preferred. What does that mean? That means that if you miss a year or part of a year, that amount goes in arrears, and you have to pay any arrears before the common shareholders get any. You're not required to declare a dividend, but if you declare one, you must first satisfy the preferred shareholders for this year's maximum dividend per share and any arrears if you have a cumulative stock. So here we do have a cumulative stock, and it was issued year 4, and no dividends were paid since they were originally issued. So that means year 4 preferred got none, and it's cumulative, so that year went into arrears. Year 5 got none, so in that year, the maximum dividend per share that was owed to the preferred shareholders went into arrears. So we have 2 years in arrears. Now, finally, in year 6, they declared a dividend, $142,000. Who does that go to? We must satisfy the 2 years in arrears and the current year for the preferred shareholder. And if there's anything left after that, it all goes to common. So how do we figure out what that arrears and the current year is? We need the secret code to figure out the maximum dividend per share for the preferred stock. So that's the par value times percent. So in this case, the par value is 10 and the percent was 14. So let's see what that ends up being. So $1.40 per share. How many preferred shareholders are getting $1.40 a year? Let's see, 10,000 shares. So the maximum in any 1 year is that 14,000. Now, they owed 3 years, 2 years in arrears and the current. So that times 3. So 42,000 of what was declared the score, if it was over 42,000. If it was under 42,000, it'd just all go to preferred and you'd still have a little bit in arrears, whatever the shortfall from 42 was. Here we declared 142, so the total declaration was 142. And 42,000 of that's going to preferred, so that leaves the remainder, the 100,000, going to common shareholders. Let's try another one. And maybe after the one we just did, you could freeze the frame and try to work it yourself first, and then unfreeze it and compare what you were able to do with what I'm going to do with you. So here, this is a non-cumulative stock, although you knew that because the word cumulative wasn't in the description of the stock. So after the 7%, $10, you didn't see the word cumulative. So that would tell you automatically it was non-cumulative. Anyway, we've got some preferred shares, non-cumulative, meaning there won't be any in arrears that we have to deal with. And then we have a common stock, and they want to know how much of that 220 that was declared is going to the common. Well, first we have to satisfy the preferred, so how much is that? So the secret code is par value times percent, so it's $10 par times 7%. And how many shareholders are there? There's 200,000 preferred shares outstanding. And so each of them would have to get 70 cents before any of that 220 could go to common. So the total declared was 220. You would subtract out that 140,000 that has to go to the preferred, and then the remainder, that 80,000, is going to go to the common shareholders. But they want to know how much per share, not how much in total. That's 80,000 in total. How many shares of common are there? There's 30,000 shares. So we would divide the 80,000 that's going to them by however many there are of them. And so that would be $2.67 per share. All right, let me know if you have any questions.